Stavi, eldest and esteemed guest. Love the show. Can't wait to see you on tour. Here's my question. Am I an asshole for going to Costa Rica instead of flying across the country to meet my newborn niece? No. Quick context. My brother and I have been on bad terms for most of the year until he just recently had a baby. He is one of those like super liberal people who went so far liberal that he came out the other side as a Trump supporter.
Whoa.
Maybe it was like
that's not a liberal person,
milk,
by the
not
way.
enough therapy. So anyway, we kind of stopped talking during the most tumultuous part of the campaign. Every conversation turned into like a conspiracy theory fight, whole thing.
Yeah.
During that time we weren't like talking. Or a little bit before, I found out that him and his wife, who's a fucking dumb bitch as well, was pregnant. She actually outed that on social media by talking about how much she hates trans people. Ooh. We have a trans person in our family, which is even crazier. So that kind of like sort of was a nail in the coffin as well. It's just a bunch of stupid shit. So anyway, I, during that time, totally unrelated, decided to book a trip for myself out of the country. I don't go on vacation. I had a bunch of credit card points. I really deserved to go. I had a shit year. A lot of bad things happened. So, I feel like I deserve, a vacation. However, they have since had the kid. Him and I are sort of speaking now. But, we just talk about the baby, but he wants me to come out and visit them. However, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be on his turf. I don't think it's healthy by any means. But also, my mom is disabled and kind of mentally has issues. So it's more of a guilt trip for me to bring my mom, the grandma, out there. So I don't know. It's not an easy flight. It's like 2 flights and a 6-hour drive. So I just don't want to commit to that. However, I don't know. Maybe I should just block him on Instagram and go anyway, but I feel like if he found out, maybe it would hurt my mom's feelings, his feelings, but like, fuck this. I feel like maybe when the baby's a little bit older, they should come here and like introduce her to the family. What do you think? Am I a fucking asshole or should I just, do my thing? Anyway, love the show. Thanks. Bye.
Well, I don't think you're an asshole in any way, right? This is a fucking annoying situation. And I would say, like, everything but the kid. I mean, with no kid, obviously, there's no discussion here. You do whatever you want, right? The only thing I will say is that I think it is important when there's a new generation of like, you can't let how you feel about the person who had the kid affect the way you treat the child, right? Like, that's my only thing here is that, and look, the kid's really young. Obviously, it's a baby, but it also is meaningful to go start. It's a symbolic thing to, like, really be there for this child kind of from the jump. And so I guess just general advice I would have is, like, this is an opportunity. Like, babies do solve a lot of stuff in families. In my like,
go to Costa Rica.
I'm not even saying don't go to Costa Rica.
Go to Costa Rica.
I'm not even saying don't go to Costa Rica. In fact, I don't understand how, because it's not like you missed out on the kid being born.
The baby's gonna have another birthday.
You can't. I don't understand why these are.
She won't even remember.
Well, I don't understand why these two are mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Like, why can't you go on vacation? Like, it's not like, okay, you didn't show up at the birth. Who gives a fuck, right? Why does it have to be when you're going on vacation? Why can't you do both?
Yeah, how long will she be in Costa
Why is this
Rica?
set up?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Why is this set up as an either or? I mean, maybe it's like you can't take time off work
or something.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I think you now. There's a lot of stuff going on here because she doesn't like her brother, but then also, basically, they want her to be like the chaperone to her mom going over there.
Yeah,
that's another. There's a couple things here that I think it just emotionally what I'm getting from here is that her family is really fucking exhausting.
Totally.
Right? And
high maintenance.
And like I totally understand that. And I think if there's a way for you to go on this, don't miss out on your vacation. You already paid for it, whatever. If there's a way for you to do both, I think you should try and do both. I think what I'm hearing is somebody who's setting this up as a binary so that to kind of let herself off the hook a little bit.
But that's also what guilt-tripping family makes you
For
want
sure.
to believe. And
Yeah.
you have to go on this vacation and relinquish your guilt. And it's like, you don't go on vacation a lot. You got the credit card points. You deserve it. That's what the points are for. Go get tan. Go on the beach. Have a pina colada. Surrender to all of that. And then do what you're saying too. And then just tell the family that this already exists. And then tell your mom that too. And then try to find a way in the next like 6 to 8 months to go see the baby.
Yeah, or just
Time is not linear.
Plan the trip. Yes, I think unfortunately, like I do think the fact that this is going to be difficult, that sucks, but I think look at it as I am doing this for my like niece or nephew,
Yeah.
right? Like that is what and that is who you're doing it for.
Totally.
Because if they didn't
And that
exist,
is important.
and like so that's why I would say you owe it to like this, because like this kid might grow up and not want to be like his dumbass mom and dad.
Yeah.
He might need some, or I don't know, I don't think she said the baby might grow up, and I think all you can do, and we've had a kind of a flurry of these calls a little bit recently. People are kind of thinking about this. When you don't agree, like whatever, politically, philosophically, in whatever way with a sibling or a family member, but you still want to be there for their kid.
Yeah.
You can't push your beliefs. Ultimately, it's their kid, but you need to. That next generation needs to know that you're available and you're a source of like potential, like you're there for them if something ever happens.
Yeah.
And all this, everything that you're feeling right now, look at it as a sacrifice for that niece or nephew. Don't let yourself off the hook. You at least have to make an effort for this kid. Now, if you make a couple efforts and your family is just fucking brutal and you have to dial it back a little bit, that's fine. You at least can say to the kid, like, look, I tried, when you were first born, I tried. I'm here for you. You can write letters. You can do whatever, send gifts, whatever. But I think you have to at least, we're very big on this program on like, you have to give your family a chance to disappoint you.
Yeah.
And instead of just assuming they will. And when a kid comes around, in my opinion, it sort of is it kind of gives everybody a fresh slate where everybody's like, okay, we have petty disagreements. Can we put them aside for this child?
Right.
And a lot of the times I have found even people who disagree on a lot of stuff, they really can.
Well, it's like what she was saying too, where it's like now you just talk about the baby.
Talk about the baby.
Like the baby is this like abundant, neutral ground where you're able to have conversation, and like nothing else exists around everyone loving this baby, and that's what's so like. But that's also what's so crazy, where it's like, does the baby know that?
Well, as long as you're not pinning all your hopes, like I remember when my nephew was born, I was like, fuck. A lot of people's hopes and dreams are pinned on this kid.
Because there's that too. That's
and as long as they don't know that, though, you know what I mean? I think it's
Yes.
fine as long as they don't know that, and as long as what you're talking about is how to help the baby, not disagreeing about how you're going to raise the baby. Because, like, look, you're not their parent. All you can do is be like, let me help out in any way I can. Let me hear about their soccer games, their spelling bees, whatever.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. But yes, I do think it's intense. But I think luckily, babies don't know that, and children don't even feel that. They just feel like, people are paying attention to them. As long as the energy is good, that's all you can ask for. So I don't know why these are mutually exclusive. I think you should be, do it at some point relatively soon, and all your sacrifices are for the kid and also for the potential to sort of like smooth things out enough with your family that
I
like
think so.
the baby doesn't have to grow up in a weird doesn't have to hear, because you never want to hear, like, you don't want your dumbass brother shit talking you to his kid, you know what I mean? And like, just even not for you, just because like it's fucked up when a kid is around that kind of energy, like when parents just try and just negativity around kids is just a big mistake in my opinion. So keep things as positive as you can and take some lumps. Unfortunately, this is what being sort of the next generation. This is what being an adult is doing some bullshit for people that are kind of defenseless in this baby's case.
Yeah, and also, part of being an adult too is knowing that like you deserve your vacay. Someone's guilt cannot completely
100%.
decide how you are going to live your life. Yeah, I don't think either or like you're thinking, which is just this like weird top-down binary that manipulative people decide to like hone you in on.
Yeah, it's
you
not
can do it all.
It's not Boop or Taz.
Yes, exactly.
Some of
and
us-
you're not an asshole.
Some of us are cat dog Dick Tracy hybrids like
100%.
Eldis.
Yes. Be a Kathy. Be a Kathy.
Yeah, be Kathy.
Yes.